No.
I don't know start. Yeah, that's not
Yeah, I think we're actually live now.
Oh, okay.
But
It is a different world of music making, and it's a world of music making that's about doing. That's what Endless is.
yeah.
It's to reframe music as something
Right.
we do, rather than just a product we consume.
You're going to invite
It sort of
questions.
feels now like we just made a door. You know, the community went through.
Yeah. So let's actually go to
Quite magical seeing
Twitch.
what's happening. I feel like it's quite humble to be a part of, to have made something that has been the touch paper for new relationships and new music, and seeing that actually become a real thing is, it's humbling and cool.
Awesome.
Very good, very nice.
I've got some little shout outs. Okay. Oh, right.
Oh,
Here we are. We're live.
oh, look. You're looking at my
Testing,
phone.
testing. Oh. Is this live? It looks like we've paused. I can see people. Always a slick start to a live stream. Always a slick start. Yeah, go on, have a laptop. Thanks. Let's. Is it working? Okay, seems frozen here. Right, we are live.
We're live.
We are live.
Hey.
Hey, cheers.
Hey, hello, everyone.
Cheers. Thank you.
Great video.
Thank you. Thanks
Well
for
done.
watching. Thanks for thanks. So Paul. Right, hang on. I'm getting mute. There's enough of me for one evening. So Paul held the space. Thank you for holding the space. I'll keep this open so chat. Yeah. Intros. Shake, aka Fail HDJ, friend of mine from way back when. So nice little snippet. The bit of me when I was a whippersnapper doing that thing on the deck for Regal work. Shake shot that 2005.
Wow.
His home in Cricklewood.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good fun. Yeah. Can't remember doing it, but yes.
And obviously, you all know the famous Uncle
Homunculus.
Yeah, Paul, aka Uncle Homunculus, helped guide, and also, yeah, you've been a good supportive. Paul gave me this, which is
What's in there?
Um,
It's gone. Where's it gone?
No, it is. It's still there. No, it's still.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah. It
Yeah,
still
yeah,
exists.
okay.
Is it? Yeah.
What was in there?
The year.
The third year.
The third year.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
third year still exists.
He was the first awardee of the third year.
the third year.
Got it.
Yeah.
So yeah. We didn't really plan this. It was just like we can't do a premiere without having some live interactive chat. So I invited some friends along. What should we talk about?
I don't know. I could describe my story of when I first came across Endless. When you first sent it to me, I didn't play with it for a bit, and I was in Berlin at the time.
Oh yeah.
And then for some weird reason, I was at quite an important wedding, not mine, I was in an informal wedding, and for some weird reason,
Your mic.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Sorry. These still got the nice
Yep.
lapel mics because they're professional. They gave me this. So.
Just the booby prize.
Complaining. Sorry. I was going to tell the story about how I first played with Endless, and it was rather embarrassingly during a wedding. And I went out to the car park, and it was absolutely freezing. I remember it was a really cold day, and this is a Turkish wedding. Turkish weddings go on for days, forever and ever and ever. And I thought, okay, I'm going to amuse myself, and I was kind of quite bored. I thought I'll go and have a go with this Endless app, and I think I called the first jam Turkish Wedding Jam, and I thought, okay, I'm going to have a go at sending it to you. And this is one of the first early kind of alpha versions, beta versions, what have you. And I sent it to you, and I don't know what happened, but I'm freezing my nuts off in this car park in Berlin, in Neukölln, and literally I'm there for I think I was there for 2 hours outside, completely engrossed, lost track of time.
Wow.
My family didn't know where I was. They couldn't, because the car park was completely dark. There was no lights. By the time I started playing with it, I'd walked from one end of the car park to the other in complete darkness, and I was just like looking at the app. So thank you, Tim, for making me miss that wedding. That's all your fault. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was my introduction to Endless.
Well, I'll pass most of the blame onto that for Ash, who built the platform.
Thanks for that. Cheers.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. Well, I'm glad you still got your fingers. Go on.
What about your introduction to Tim? How did you meet Tim?
It was it was such a long time ago. It was I guess my friend Johnny, who just basically texted me one evening. He works at a record shop, and he just, I don't know how you met Johnny, but he just said basically, you got to come and see this guy play at the Telegraph. So I went to the Telegraph, which is this amazing pub rave venue mashup place. Incredible, very much missed on Brixton on Telegraph Hill actually.
Awesome.
And saw Tim doing his bits, and I was just mesmerised. And then from then I thought, do you know what? I'm going to be friends with Tim. I'm going to befriend Tim, whether he likes it or not. So yeah, that was it really. That was the beginning, and I can't remember, it was all that time, long time ago. Yeah, and it's just been just continuously fascinating watching Tim grow up.
Yeah. Bless.
And obviously, the world was very different then. I mean,
It was.
in all sorts of ways,
Yeah.
So I can hear Doritos.
Someone can smell them. How could you smell them? How could you smell them, okay? Seriously.
Amazing.
That's quite weird.
I've got
no,
this
cool,
mask
sorry.
on. I look a bit stupid just taking the mask off.
I'll have a quickie.
So yeah, and that's. I think at the time, not to keep name dropping, I think at the time I was working for John Peel. Was I?
Yeah.
I was.
The
So-
Apex Twin.
No,
So Shake-
Jo-
Shake is a bit. Shake. He's a
no,
dark.
don't. But yeah, I was. It was, and that's another long
Shake
story.
knows lots of people that lots of people would like to know, including John Peel.
So yeah,
RIP.
at the time, weird enough, I was actually doing stuff for John Peel at Radio 1, and I think, did you do a session? Didn't you do a session?
I didn't do a Peel. The first Peel session I did was after Peel died.
Yeah, I think a couple of weeks after.
It was really not that long after at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think. Yeah.
Nice.
But John would have loved it, I think. Yeah, he would have totally loved it. He just loved it. It literally was. I think Tim did his session at Maida Vale. I think literally 2 weeks or 3 weeks after John died.
Something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember it was touching because I remember Louise Cattenhorn. So Louise was the producer of the John Peel show, and it was all just. You could see that everyone was just holding their shit together.
Yeah, it was a really weird
Yeah.
time. But I remember, I've still got the pictures of the session that Tim did in MV4, which is like the most amazing studio at Maida Vale.
It was so cool, and like all the the BBC engineers are
Everything.
so cool.
Yeah. So.
But I did get to meet John the year that Sonar 2003. So in the interview, so Paul and I kind of like hashed out some kind of little points to touch on in the interview. And one of them was, Sonar. There were these kind of two big turning points: Sonar 2003, and then 2009, that year where all that stuff happened, and so much got edited out in the document. There's like 2 hours of me waffling incredibly self-indulgently. But so the other bits of the 2003 story were one. So I saw Jamie Liddell live at that Sonar. I met John Peel and had a 15-minute chat with John Peel, and I was so nervous. I went up to him and was like, "I'm Exile. You played because he played all my up until he died. He played every single release of mine on the show."
Yeah.
And he was really supportive, and he was just like, I was just like, "Thanks for playing." He was just like, "Well, it cuts both ways. Thanks for the music." It was so, man. Yeah. And the other turning point was actually that was when I first met Marta Gallic from Native Instruments, which then led to all the stuff with Native Instruments. So it's kind of weird how
All at Sonar that year.
all at Sonar that year,
Wow.
within I think it was like a 5 or 6 day trip. All those like seminal things happened to me.
Magical.
It's magical. Yeah.
Now look where we are.
Now where we are, in the middle of a pandemic, doing a live stream. But
We're having fun.
I remember how I met you. Do you want to hear how I met you?
Yes.
I mean, you probably know because
yeah,
you were there. Weren't
I
you?
was there. Yeah, I was actually. As a matter of fact, I was there.
Funny enough. Well, we were at. We both gone to a gig at Cafe Otto. It turned out.
Was it the Bitchin' Bars?
It was the Bitchin' Bahas.
Yeah.
And another group actually, it doesn't matter who they were. And they'd had their gear stolen. Do you remember? So they were a bit down. They'd had to buy new gear just to do the gig, or just to carry on gigging. Anyway, and I was queuing for a drink. There were 2 queues. Cafe Otto is a brilliant venue, by the way, everyone.
Yeah, I really hope it survives this whole
God, I hope so.
shenanigans. Yeah.
And I looked across and I saw this guy. I thought, oh, he looks familiar. And I said to you, and I said, aren't you somebody? and Tim, you know what he's like? He's like, maybe you.
I mean, maybe you know me from music.
Qui, moi?
Moi, l'attention.
And I knew him from some. I was really into Reactor previously, and so I knew you from seeing you as the sort of the demon on Reactor, and then the mouth was kind of mind blowing as well. I remember that coming out. It's funny seeing the video and seeing the promos again. It's like wow, because that was kind of on the cusp of the whole sort of Daft Punk and everything. The voice thing was a big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like,
And maybe No Mouth, No Endless. Would you say?
definitely No Mouth, No Endless.
Because
because the Mouth did really well and made a bunch of money out of it. Basically, let's not pull our punches about that. And what most people would do is like put that in a pension fund, but no, stop that. Start Endless instead.
Totally. Well, thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Well, no, my pleasure.
And we got chatting, and we were both with other people, weren't we? So we had to go back, but we had a really good chat right before, and then we found each other afterwards. And you were telling me about this kind of slightly mad project you had for this new app, and you felt like you were slightly. You said that before, didn't you? You felt like. It just didn't really fit. People were telling you you're crazy, but you knew you had to do it, or you felt you had to do it.
Yeah.
And you showed me it at the end, I think, the alpha.
Oh yeah, I probably did.
And I got very excited. You said, "Oh yeah, that's my friend John Hopkins." Yeah. Name drop. Yeah.
Drop
That's
some
my mate,
names.
Aphex Twin. Yeah. And that's John Peel. Yeah. After. Yeah. He's still around. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we throw out to the chat? Any questions from chat? Yeah, I can't wait, Wilco. I can't wait till you can all come to HQ and we can be 3D with no latency.
Oh god,
yeah. When did they make Vectory? 2005, I think I made Vectory. When you first meet Imogen Heat. So there's a good story about that actually. So it was another Sonar related thing. It was Sonar 2009. And I did this project. So a friend of mine, Joanna Seguro, ran this event called Faster Than Sound. Amazing, so good. The first one was just incredible. They got ridiculous amounts of Arts Council funding, and they hired out this whole disused airbase, and they had different people doing crazy stuff in, aircraft hangars and stuff like that. And the next Faster Than Sound I played at was that 2009 year, we did Faster Than Sound, and then. Oh no, that's it. I was doing this thing with these robotic instruments made by this Spanish guy called Roland. I can't remember his name now. But he built these amazing robotically controlled stringed instruments. And so I made this reactor patch, and it was me and John Hopkins that did this commission. So John wrote this track for these stringed instruments, and I wrote this kind of crazy interactive reactor patch to do a live performance with it, and synced it up with the flow machine so I could sample them. And then we took that to Sonar, and we also did a Sonar preview show at the Camden Roundhouse.
Nice.
If anyone who knows the Camden Roundhouse,
It's round, isn't it?
It's round, yeah. But we weren't in the round bit. We were in this. There's this venue bit on the first floor.
I know, yeah.
You know the bit, yeah. So we set up the instruments there, and I did my show, and did this stuff with the robots, and then just Esssgig did a full-on flow machine set. And at the back, there was this really tall woman, and she was like really striking tall woman who was just like the whole way through. And I was just like, wow, that's a really cool, crazy, tall, smiling woman. Masha. And anyway, John, because John knew her quite well, and had done well. John played in her first band.
I didn't know that.
I think John toured with Frou Frou, or her first, I can't remember. Anyway,
okay, wow.
So afterwards, John introduced me to Imogen and said, "You guys meet," and she was just like, "Oh, I shouldn't do my Imogen impression."
Do your Imogen impression.
No, I can't.
No,
I
she
can't
might be
because
watching.
she's a really good
She
friend.
might be
No,
watching.
she might be watching. I don't know, but so I'm not going to send up Imogen on.
I tell you, Paulie Wally wants to meet her.
Yes, no,
He's
Paulie.
asked,
Yes,
hasn't he?
yes.
There might be an ear in it for her. I think,
actually.
It's about time.
I think so. So, anyway, so that was how I met Imogen. And then she asked me to the flow machine, and she every time she introduces me on some kind of stage, the story that she tells is that she saw me do this thing. She wanted to do what I was doing, and said, "Could I use your thing?" And apparently, I just said no. And this is always how she introduces me.
Where to start it?
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, was there a particular moment playing around with the Endless prototype that you realised it was all going to come together? Yeah, there was. Well, firstly, getting the app. So Ash built the app without all the cloud-based collaborative stuff first, and just doing that, I lost I sort of fast-forwarded a couple of long-haul flights by playing around with the first prototype before I had the collaborative stuff, and then I think Echolox will know this, because Echolox, I think it was you and Echolox and Joe Basile,
Joe,
do you remember Joe? Yeah. So, and I weirdly met Joe through this project I did with IBM, and he was working. It was weird project. But anyway, ended up
sampling the servers.
The sampling the servers project. Yeah.
Sounds like that had funding.
That certainly did, but that wasn't Arts Council. That was IBM. That was the man that funded that. But all that money went straight into Endless as well.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, everything's been poured into this. Yeah, so we did this first collaborative jam with, I think it was me and Ecolox and Joe Basile. I think it was even before I sent you the alpha, and we had this experience, the first time of like people jamming together at the same time. Yeah, it was pretty. That was pretty spine tingling. That was pretty like kind of wow. It feels like being in the same room.
I remember my experience of that because you sent me the alpha, and I'd been desperate. I was waiting for months. After meeting you, you said you sent it, and then it was months. And
sorry.
No, it's fine. It's worth the wait.
I'm going to take those Doritos out of your hands.
Yeah, so I'll leave them while I'm speaking. Anyway, so I immediately got hooked on the app, and I thought, oh wow, it's great. I can get my sound on it. I later realised it's basically, well, no, I can get my sound on it.
Yeah.
But I heard that sound a lot after.
Well, yeah.
But I like that sound anyway.
Yeah.
That was fine, and then one day, I'm pretty sure it was with Ecolox, I couldn't work out why no one else was on it. Like, I was completely addicted to it pretty quickly. Within a few hours, I knew this was for me. And I thought, there must be some sort of secret jams where they're all jamming.
Yeah.
There weren't, were there? It was just, people weren't jamming on it, weirdly.
Well, there was one jam. There was one jam. Yeah, no, for the whole alpha phase, there was one. Yeah, there was only one.
Anyway, I'm jamming away one day, and suddenly, someone adds a layer. And I'm pretty sure it must have been Ecolox.
Yeah, probably was.
And it was like, wow. And it was really a paradigm shift. It was like, oh my God. And we both got really into it. And
Yeah,
well, that was it, really.
yeah.
It's only got better.
Yeah, it has.
I remember a lovely jam with Ecolox, actually. I'd gone to see, I don't know how to pronounce it, Jan Jelinek?
Oh, Jan Jelinek, yeah.
And I spoke to him afterwards, and I told him about Endless and blah, blah, blah. And the gig was not great. Not that, it was just a crap sound. So anyway, I was cycling home.
What was it?
But yeah.
I remember, I like that one.
All right. I hate Village Underground for the
It's
sound.
rubbish. It is rubbish.
Yeah, no, the sound. Yeah, the sound.
It's such a shame because they have such great people.
Yeah.
But if it's Village, well, I won't go then because I know it'll be shit.
So empty.
A little
No
tidbit.
offense
Sorry.
to,
No offense
Village
to
Underground.
other undergrounds are available.
Yeah.
Town undergrounds, much bigger,
Yeah.
better sound.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, those orchestra shots where I did that project with the orchestra. That was it. Village Underground.
Was it?
Were you there?
No.
You were there.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
Shane was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bonkers.
Yeah. That was a good gig.
It
The
was.
sound was all right then. The sound was pretty decent.
Yeah, so that was. I think that was David Shepherd who did the sound for that. Who does basically? I think he does all the stuff that Heritage Orchestra do. Or he's the guy. If you want to mix an orchestra live with electronics, he's
just
like
make a note of that.
the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, David
Shepherd.
Yeah.
How do you spell
Paul's next. I want to think of a funny way.
Let it go.
Let it go. Okay.
Let it go.
Drinking game. I think there's a drinking game emerging now. It's like how many? Each time we reach a Dorito, it's a shot of absinthe. Finish.
Anyway, to finish my story.
Yes. Sorry.
I had a much better time on the way home. I cycled home and I stopped to get some milk or something from this corner shop. And then I started just, as you do, I checked.
Yeah.
I never cycle, I never jam and cycle. But I stopped.
Good,
so,
good.
And then I
Good.
got into this most fantastic jam again with Ecolox. And then I was turning my bike upside down and spinning it and recording that. And there was
Yeah.
these two African guys passing. I managed to capture them. They were sort of
Having
talking.
it.
And
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
just great. It's just awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's cool.
Ecolox still has it, yeah. I think he posted it up recently, some of it. Yeah. Answer the LW question.
Oh, the
Important
LW.
question.
Oh, sorry. Answer the LW question. Sorry. What's? Where's the LW question?
Was that LW asking you
When you
to
first
answer
started to
LW
put the app
question?
together, did you ever imagine the community would turn out to be as awesome and loving completely enough? I don't know. I don't.
I think it's like a school, isn't it? It's like there's a good headmaster, it's a good school. So I think
Oh bless.
Yeah.
Oh bless.
Yeah.
I don't know if. Yeah.
You can never predict these things, can you?
No.
Yeah, I think it's actually, yeah, with most things, I think I can cast my mind back and kind of get in touch with what I imagined things were going to be then. With that one, funnily, I can't. I think also because the community is it is so unique. I couldn't have imagined all the characters because it's not possible for one person to imagine such an array of characters. I'd say probably my kind of internal monologue and characterization of the world is far more misanthropic than how amazing the community is. So no, I don't think I couldn't. It's impossible to imagine, I think. And
No,
it
is amazing.
it is really it is it's the world. We made a door. This is going to become very cliched.
I understand there may be a portal in somewhere in Normandy or Brittany.
Yes.
Theo's
Yes.
chateau. So
Yes.
hopefully we'll meet there one day.
Yes, a portcullis.
Yeah.
He built
Yeah.
a portcullis.
Yeah.
And we went in and
I can't wait to meet Theo.
I can't wait to meet Theo. Well, I just can't wait till we can really be together. Because I sort of feel, although Endless is the whole Endless shtick is that you can make music together online without having to be in the same room. But actually, I think the shtick has now sort of transcended that, and actually the people, the relationships, the characters, the music has taken on a life of its own to the extent that you can feel that it's ready to spill outside the bounds of just sort of some virtual world. That's partly what getting HQ was for. I mean, we sort of, I'd say we probably slightly prematurely took Elise out on a big space, but at the time we were
aspirational though, isn't it?
Well, exactly. That's the
vision,
thing.
it's the vision.
Exactly. And the idea. I mean, in big fantasy Endless, we have there are endless venues all over the world, and you can come to connect with people who you've met online, and you can come and jam with people, and we can put on shows, and you can have a meal, and
stay with other Endlessers when you visit. Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The thing that always sort of I have to remind myself is that it wasn't designed for jamming with other people initially, right? Is that true? I know sometimes you pretend it was, but it wasn't really.
No, it wasn't.
It
Well,
was just
I mean the story about Ash and the two Ableton Live controllers and my shit Final Cut chops where you just do a little rotation in Final Cut. Basically, that whole thing was me learning how to use Final Cut Pro.
very good, very good.
But that really was the true story. Ash and I came together to make the Flow Machine into a thing, and then we realized shared riff history, and then Ash was just like, well, I think we can do this thing in using this thing called CouchDB, and so it did evolve. But then I don't know, I've always liked doing things with people that bring people together.
Yeah.
I think that was the whole thing about abandoning making records.
Oh, interesting, really.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a funny. Well, actually, I remember that's what we were talking about before the gig, and that's why it really struck a chord with me, because I teach music tech, and I'm very conscious of these students kind of spending ages to refine these tracks that really no one's going to ever hear, really.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
if with something like Endless, it's like the audience is the people playing. It's basically a win-win. But I think people are still reluctant to let go of that model.
Yeah.
Do you think? Oh, I'm going to be famous and I'm going to have a.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what we're thinking about.
That's a problem. I think that's
Yeah,
if they enjoy that process.
Yeah, it's a kind of a
and it
carrot,
keeps them
isn't it? It's
occupied,
an
then it's
imaginary
fine.
carrot.
Yeah.
That nails it. I think that you can't really go out there and tell people that they should be living their lives a different way. what you can do
Not
is
yet,
go-
not until the cult grows, and then
C word.
Speaking of cults, people do want to hear more about Ash.
Right, people, more about Ash.
Oh, your mic! Don't forget your mic.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was like shake the mic. Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
Ash.
you ever get any pun jokes with your name being shake?
Endless.
Yeah. Oh, I like it.
Oh, nice. Wow,
That was
meta. That was fractal. That's some Mandelbrot
They're
punning
the best
right
ones,
there.
aren't they? They're the best ones.
Oh, I'm here all week.
So I think there was some questions in the chat. Some people who joined since don't know who everyone is. So this is Shake, aka Fail HDJ, who's going to be playing a DJ set very shortly. We'll probably make the lights flash for that as well.
Oh my God.
And crank up the PA.
I'm Tim Exile.
And this is Tim Exile, and I'm Uncle
Munkle Chunkless.
Uncle Munkle Chunkless. Uncle the Monkulus.
Where does that name come from? Sorry, just I've got
Oh, do you know? I wish I had a photo. Basically, I saw this.
I think I asked on the chat, but I think you guys ignored it. But it's
Oh
fine.
yeah, no, always ignore the chat. No, I think I know what it was. Basically, I used to have a character called Uncle Fartmouth and Uncle Fartnose, which was like a speeded up. It's Uncle Fartmouth. Hi kids, it's Uncle Fartmouth on LSD. Oh, rolling on the floor. I can play you the tape actually. Perhaps I'll share it. Anyway, and then I found this, like you know the Nutcracker dolls.
Yeah.
I found one in a charity shop. I thought, oh, that could be a good MIDI controller. So I made it into a MIDI controller using a little photocell in his tongue.
Yeah.
And plugging that into the kind of pedal input. And he then sung this sample, which is in an upcoming sample pack, and that he was called Uncle Homunculus. So that's where it came from.
Right. Yes. No, I think you showed me a. No,
I've
you showed
probably
me
showed
the.
you
You showed me the
probably showed
thing.
you the thing.
You showed me the thing. The article.
Yeah.
There's a
I'm
nice
going to do a
question.
startup actually where I sell them and
Yeah.
people
I'd
share them online. You
highly
know,
recommend
yeah.
starting a startup.
You said that to me before.
Yeah. So it's the easiest, the most stress-free thing you could ever do.
Going to see.
If you want to find inner peace, start a startup.
Yeah.
I've been at a gig with Tim, brilliant French guy called Mathieu Bouguer,
yes.
and most of us sitting there just like blissed out, and Tim's there like this. He's like, never start a startup. Okay? Never form a startup. Ash.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, so Ludi got a question. Given your thoughts on perfectionism, what is your vision for Tracks? That's a chunky question. So Tracks, FYI, is the record label that we set up. Well, so my friend our friend Per Martinson, Mental Overdrive, who is the man who introduced me to my favourite place on earth, in Tromsø, in the north of Norway, up in the Arctic. Really hope I can get there next year. I try to go there once or twice a year to go and see Per and go and see the fjords and go and see the.
Is he on? Let's hang on. You give
Um,
me a
Is it? Oh yeah.
I'm gonna ping him.
So, oh god, what was the context for that?
Tracks.
Yeah.
what's it
So
about?
Per started Endless Tracks, and Endless Tracks released the Veltrons album, which is already up on Spotify and Bandcamp and all the major streaming services. And the idea was basically there was just really good music happening, and there are really good stories behind it. And I think that this is for me, this is what is getting really interesting about Endless, and this is partly so. We Made a Door is to some extent a blueprint of trying to find a blueprint for telling stories about musical journeys. So started off telling my story about my musical journey, but there are so many, the journeys that people go on through music are always fascinating. But both of you are really good examples of that. Like when I talk to you about music and how you've related to it, it's always been really fascinating. I always love hearing it. Paul is more through the making side of it. Shake is more through the sort of curatorial, journalistic DJing side of it. But it's really, really fascinating. So, sorry, I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, but Endless Tracks, the idea was that we would release music made by the community and music that is storied. And I think that's another really nice way of it's a really nice way that Endless works because it's a musical story that the riff history is a story of creation, and so we wanted to release music that had a really good story behind it and was a sort of Endless based story. So the vision is basically to release more music on it. There's some interesting stuff going on behind the scenes, which I'm looking forward to getting over the line and talking more about in the new year. But yeah, that was a bit of a ramble about Endless Tracks.
A little bit about Ash.
A little bit about
People that are
Ash.
interested. Yeah. The Cult of Ash.
The Cult of Ash. I mean, Ash is like the Aphex Twin of Endless. He's this kind of mercurial character, like legendary, that you rarely see around, but he emerges, and when Ash speaks, he speaks truth. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to sort of
reveal him.
Speak on Ash's behalf. I mean, he's not a front. He's kind of the opposite of me in many ways. Like, he really is not a front of house guy. I wouldn't want to put Ash on the spot of coming on a stream and talking about stuff. It's not his thing. But,
Where's he based?
He's based in Portsmouth.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Ash. There are there's 4 developers working on it at the moment, but Ash is currently the only full-time guy. Mm-hmm. There's also Ragnar, Adam, and Matt also working on it. So yeah, Portsmouth Posse. I would like a simple sequence in IS, so easy putting stuff together. Banan poop. Yeah, well that.
Is
there's
it poop
so
or
many
perp?
stuff.
Banana
Poop.
perp.
I think it's poop. Well,
Really?
poop.
Poop. So tell us.
We
Go
will
on,
see.
say sequencer.
Yeah, man, there are many ideas of things we want to do, but certainly, I mean, I think a lot now of having a mode where the waveform the waveform looper, the looper bar becomes a piano roll, and you can play notes in and then capture the notes like that, and then you've got quantized knobs. There are ideas, but sorry, Von Bongen, I missed. Do you feel like being responsible for loads of people getting into music again is an adequate replacement for making solo music?
It is poop.
It is poop. Von Bongen, yes, absolutely. I think that year, the 2009 year, where I just got fed up with myself and trying to, I'm a shit narcissist, basically. I mean, some people are actually really good at it and manage to kind of construct a reality around them that sort of reflects their. I don't know. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I'm far too precious to kind of try and make it as a solo artist. So yeah, it's way better than this. I think also when you get into your 40s, unless you've like absolutely nailed it with a solo artist career, and really in the sort of the top echelon of selling out big venues, then I think it just becomes, I don't know.
Actually,
I think the system's just seems outdated and just old-fashioned.
Yeah.
It just I know that we've moved on. I know that the platforms are different, and I've got very strong opinions about those platforms. But I think just the whole idea of an artist deciding to release music on a record. Thank you. Is that how it works? All right, brilliant.
VWDM.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks for that. I think it's just an outdated kind of concept, and you're right. I have no idea why artists persevere in that and just think, I have to spend ages focusing on a bit of music, getting it absolutely perfect, getting it out there, and I know it's not about revenue or money, but the amount you get back is just like is it just worth doing, Whereas I think here this platform, Endless, will just get you more of a reaction just straight away. I think people are looking. I think that's what artists need to see, or they need to be more kind of attuned to that using something like Endless is going to get you more of that emotional reaction, which I think artists crave, and they don't get from looking at Bandcamp sales or the stats on Spotify or whatever. It's just different. It's just a different model. So yeah, it
is.
Yeah.
I think one thing I think about a lot is this idea of this idea of the artist is actually it's a very sort of like Victorian imperialistic concept, and it came from this patronage model where the rich aristocracy who basically made their money by plundering humans from Africa and selling them to other people, and then had huge amounts of spare cash and would then patronize artists to these kind of these sort of precious gem Narcissus archetypes to just go and live in these sort of hermitages and create works, and I think a lot of this way this artist model is an echo from that, and I think what we're seeing happening now is a transition from an artist way, this kind of very Victorian imperialistic way of thinking of the artist, to thinking much more kind of cultural leaders, and I think we're going to see more and more of that. Audio buzz. We got audio buzz. I also saw a little on Slack. It's probably
audio buzz.
It might be Ecolox reminding us that. You only have the Twitch app on the MacBook. What is? Oh.
Is that YT?
Right. I'm also thinking that we're supposed to
talk about a product.
No. We're not here to talk about products today.
You sure?
Yes. So obviously next week. This is more to we're talking about people and stories.
Speaking of people and narcissism,
yes,
Paulie Wally's given me something he wanted me to give you. And it's not what you think, people. That's later. That's another live stream. Yeah, look.
Ah, c'est quoi? C'est quoi ça?
You're gonna like it. So does this look familiar?
Wow! I love these artifacts that you produce.
Don't you think that looks like your hi-fi and your telly?
It does. Oh God, it really does, doesn't it? I don't know whether you can see. No, because there's no light on that, so you can't actually see it. But we'll take a photo of it and post it up.
And this.
Wow. So this is we can't zoom in, but this is I think it's a mock-up. So before we had HQ, we used to do all our team meetings at my flat just down the road, and we do all this post-it noting for. We put loads of post-it notes up. So the cabinets in my kitchen were permanently had post-it notes.
Who do you think they belong to?
The post-it notes.
And who do you think they belong to?
Huh?
Who do you think they belong to?
Oh
wow!
Wow!
We need some light on it, don't we? Will that help?
Top-down cam on. Can we see on that?
Wow. Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, if we go to not that one, that one. Oh yeah, we can array these out in.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
Action Tim.
That's the wrong way up.
It's the wrong way up. There we go. Wow. Oh wow. Bully Wully.
There you go.
It was nice. It's considerably slimmer than I am as well. Thank you.
Thanks to Noel for
Oh, didn't know.
we coded it.
Ah.
He did the amazing sweatshirt because he did the original amazing sweatshirt.
Yes, he did. Ah. Thank you. That's amazing.
Good. Good.
Should we? So we are supposed to. Shake came here to play music.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I've got my gramophone.
He's got his
I've
gramophone.
only got one record, so that's going to be on a loop all night.
Oh, that's all right. Sounds like a slow, endless jam. Go to the bottom of
Don't
Jam's
speed
page
of it.
and yeah.
Yeah. Any requests come through, I'll ignore them. But you know.
One thing that did cross my mind while since we've been streaming the chat is that
Oh, someone asked about a jam, by the way.
about a jam.
Yeah. Was there a jam?
There is a, I think, community jam after. So Shake's
Okay,
going to
after,
play a set.
after.
We're going to crank it up here, all 4 kilowatts of the PA in HQ, which you will witness at some point in the distant or mid-term future. But what I did realise is that there's been this whole hoo-ha recently about streams getting taken down off Twitch, DJ streams.
Oh shit! Yeah.
It's for content ID. So I wonder now, just thinking on the hoof, whether we should
Stop the
actually,
stream and start the stream or something.
or
Play
because we
silence.
have, or we should just stream to space.endless.fm.
Probably, yeah.
Because there'll be no content ID there.
Fine, yeah. do
Okay.
Because that's a proper illegal rave. Ecolox, if you're there, what do you reckon about this ruse? And are we actually streaming to space? .endless.fm.
Illegal rave, yes.
Illegal rave.
Illegal. Totally illegal.
It's totally illegal. It's well, maybe unlicensed is more to
We
the
are
point.
streaming to space.
I think copyright stuff just gets blanked out in replay.
Oh.
Okay.
So don't take it down.
but
They
it is
just make
streaming.
it silent.
Yeah.
That is what happens, isn't it? Because I've seen things where.
Yes,
Go
yes.
silent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's okay then.
Okay, great.
Is that okay? Well, yeah, we'll just keep streaming to Twitch. But shall we? Let's convene at space.endless.fm, and then it is actually in a venue. We can all be diamonds together.
Is that what you want? Is that what it looks like?
You come up as a diamond. So if we
Oh,
all
I know,
pile
yeah,
in
yeah,
there,
yeah.
we can be
Like,
diamond geezers. Let's go and be diamond geezers. Right. So, let's see. I might actually have to. Oh, this is all incredibly professional, isn't it? If we turn this up, there's going to be that buzz.
Yeah.
Is that? Where's that? Oh no, that's going to cause great badnesses. Yeah, we'll turn the mics off. Shake will fire up his hard drive, and so yeah, we will see you. We will see you. See you in space.endless.fm or twitch.tv/endlessfm or youtube.com/endlessfm. Right. I'm going to put these lights. Disco mode.
mad friends called Skinhead, Morph in other words, and Blair. Okay, we're just mad mad laughing ravers, and we don't want to meet blokes as in, go out. All we want to do is meet mad laughers, huge dealers with big eyes and pupils, mad coloured clothes, who want to come out raving with us lot. I mean, there are loads of us anyway, but we just want to meet more because, the more there are, the better. And if there are any cool dealers around, give us a ring as well. Right, the number's 01, and I only want mad ravers, no plastic ones who think they're dudes, all right? So you guys just give us a ring. And we can just go zooming around the world together, raving, and just go mental, mental.
mid-range, drop the bass. Drop the bass. Why don't you move, damn it? Cut the mid-range, drop the bass. Why don't you move, damn it? Cut the mid-range, drop the bass. Why don't you move, damn it? Cut the mid-range, drop the bass. Why don't you move, damn it? Cut the mid-range, drop the bass. Why don't you move, damn it? Cut the mid-range, drop the bass. Why don't you move, damn it?
Your sound.
World, I sit in my room, imagine the future.
Let me take you to a place I know you wanna go. It's a good life.